Das Yachid rabbi who, and people don't rely on him. He's by himself.
What does Das Yachid mean?
He's a person who rules individually. He's got a minority opinion that nobody really follows. So it wouldn't be fair to just rely on him. Most people would hold by Rav Moshe. Rav Moshe says from the moment of conception you shouldn't get an abortion.
Most of the Jewish girls I've been with said they'd just get rid of it because they didn't want to be like shackled to me. Like every time they saw the kid, they'd remember me. And it was just way too emotionally traumatic for them. So.
Bless you. Wait, who paskin what? Baba Metzia, I don't know what you're talking about, so clarify. Clarify.
Who paskin about the first 40 days?
Oh, the first 40 days?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Come on, man. Study your Torah. Get up early, take a coach
out. Oh, the 40 days. Oh, the 40 days thing. The Gemara says that the first 40 days is Mayim B'Alma. So exactly. that's where it comes
Mayim
from.
B'Alma. Sheesh.
Okay, so that's the story on that. Now, the Das Yachid is the Sitz Eliezer, and he says, I think you can go like the second trimester. I don't know, he's got like some sheet, but no, we don't follow him, so it wouldn't be fair to just follow him. But if your local rabbi does, then isn't the hate. But standardly speaking, all the cases I've heard about up till now, that it's always the 40 days, and that's what everybody follows.
So if your local rabbi does follow him, you can be sure there'll be a lot of people moving into your jurisdiction during these times of distress.
Right. Okay, so that's the story on that. So I just wanted to bring that out, that to clarify what exactly is the Jewish position. It's not as strict as Catholicism, right, or I think the evangelical Christians are pretty strict on that. How was
Seventh-day Adventism is actually pretty liberal on abortion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No wonder why you like Seventh-day Adventist girls.
Because they're pretty and chaste.
I don't know anything about Christianity, but I mean I know that there's a lot of right-wingers in America who are very anti-abortion. I imagine they're evangelical, fundamentalists. Or Catholic, or Mormon.
So they want to know about the morning after pill. Should that be over the counter? Like if you had sex the night before that you regret? Because I remember once I was with this woman, I didn't have a condom, and just went ahead and did it anyway. And then the next morning I went to the drugstore and got all this stuff. Went out a pretty penny so that she could make sure that she wasn't pregnant.
Right. Well, I would say that's. I mean, I don't really know the specifics of that pill, but if the person's already pregnant, then you need to ask a Rav.
But you messed around the night before, so you don't know if you're pregnant or not. You just take this pill.
But wait. If you're not pregnant, right, then there's nothing to talk about. But if you are pregnant,
you wouldn't know overnight.
But the point is, if you're pregnant, you can't just do that. You need to ask a Rav first. You can't just do that.
It might be embarrassing to talk to your Rav about.
You can't just
do that. Who wants
that.
To say, hey,
you just gave yourself a heter. You just gave yourself a heter.
It's not the first time.
But you just gave yourself a heter. You can't take the morning after pill if you think you might be pregnant, because you need a heter for that, because according to Rav Moshe Feinstein, you can't have an abortion starting from the moment of pregnancy. If the person's already pregnant, which is the reason you're taking that pill, then you're going against Rav Moshe Feinstein.
So can people just call you about this?
Don't ask me. I'm not the Rav you want to ask. You want to ask a major league Rav. You want to ask a big rabbi, not me.
So you're what, single A, double A, or triple A?
I'm like single A. I'm single A. You want to ask somebody in the bigs. I'm at the bottom. Woo! I'm one of those guys that never gets to double A. I'm going to spend my career down in the cellar, and I'm good with that. I ride the team bus. I make $20 a game. Speaking of money, lady, it's that time, folks. It's right before Hanukkah. Hanukkah's coming up this week. Starts tomorrow night. You all ready, Levi?
I got my Hanukkah candles.
Right on, buddy. Hanukkah right there. Put it there. All right? And send your geld to us. Keep the show going. It's very important this time of year that Hanukkah's coming. Send your geld to us because it's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, we have a couple of people watching who haven't signed in, who haven't come into the chat room. So the people who are watching, I know there's two of you who are watching live. Hello! Get yourself an account, get yourself a login, log in, join the chat room, say hello. All right. Who else? We got somebody else new? You want to talk about Hanukkah at all?
I didn't have anything. Do you have anything?
Nah. Okay, so the next thing is...
What about that crazy...
You want to talk about that crazy guy? You take it away. You want to start it off?
No, you take it.
All right. Well, there was an interesting thing I thought in the news this week. I wouldn't call it the news. Well, it was in the news because it was reported on all the major news outlets that there's a rabbi with a conservative temple in Connecticut, and his name is Joshua Hammerman. And
that's not his porn name. That's his real name.
That's his real name. And he made pretty much a bizarre statement last week that he had to apologize for. But even in his apology, and it's not even everything he wrote was messed up. But basically, to get to the
Broncos win the Super Bowl, Christians are going to stop burning mosques.
He said that he was so upset by Tim Tebow. He was so offended by the fact that a football player would, oh my God, he's thanking God for whatever. And he's so offended by, because he's a rabbi who's supposed to be on the side of believing in God, is so offended by somebody who actually believes in God. Oh, that he said that, oh my God, the worst thing that could ever happen is that Tebow's team, who's the Denver Broncos, goes on to win the Super Bowl, because if that happens, all the crazy Christians are going to burn down. They're going to go and have a pogrom and burn down all the mosques in this country. I mean, the guy is just a flippin' idiot, right? And I don't know if we should give him any time, but I just wanted to bring this up to point out a few points. That this is not the Jewish... He doesn't speak for anybody Jewish other than himself. Our attitude, I can't speak for you, but for me, I like seeing Tim Tebow do that.
Yeah.
You know who did the original Tebow? Who was the first American to do the Tebow? George Washington. There's a painting of him who got off the side of his horse, and he did the thing on one knee, and you can see it. I'll post it. George Washington was the original Tebow. Our founding fathers were very religious. This is the fabric of America. It offends the liberal. The liberal can't handle this because they want the removal of all God from our country. They don't want to say Merry Christmas. They're offended by the Christmas tree. They hate anything to do with God. They don't even like their own religion, right? And this is shown because you got this rabbi over on the left whose religion is liberalism, progressivism. He doesn't care about Judaism because Judaism is all about God and prayer, and he's offended by it. And if you read what he wrote in his opinion piece, whatever you want to call it, on the Jewish Week, which is a rag of the left, it's a progressive rag sheet that has a long history of printing terrible tirades against anything even remotely religious. This shows you that the progressive left, the liberals, need to be ignored. Quote-unquote conservative rabbis need to be ignored. What else needs to be? And the Jewish Week needs to be ignored, right? So there's that. That's for starters. But if you read the rest of the article, even after the Tebow part, which he did not apologize for, he only apologized because he was pressured to apologize.
Yeah, the Jewish Week took the column off its website.
Yeah,
the Jewish Week apologized.
Right. Oh, but I thought he issued his own too.
He did as well.
Right, because he was trying to say, I'm a congregation, I'm supposed to be involved in interfaith. Oh my God. How can anybody say that they're involved in interfaith relations when they could even think of this, right?
I've done far more for interfaith relations.
Right? I'm at the forefront of interfaith relations. Who else do you know that puts their balls on the line and says, I stand up for Christianity on my Facebook page? Who else do you know that says that? I'm not just, I stand up for I'm interfaith. I actually walk the walk. Now,